From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the Hourly News Blast. LGBTQ Nation is reporting just over 7 months into the president's second term, and despite fervent demonstrations from a dwindling number of public supporters, gender-affirming care for trans youth is disappearing from hospitals across the country at an accelerating rate. In the past 2 weeks alone, at least 6 major medical institutions have ended gender-affirming care for young people amid multiple financial and legal ultimatums from the federal government that threatened the hospital's survival. There was a momentary hope in March that the programs might be spared following a judge's order halting the president's January executive order protecting children from chemical and surgical mutilation. But following the Supreme Court's Scrimeti decision in May, allowing Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care to stand, providers across the country came to grips with multiple attacks. Threats to end vital federal funding for hospitals in the form of frozen grants and Medicare and state Medicaid participation, possible investigations and legal proceedings against hospitals for forcing doctors and nurses to perform gender-affirming care, and proceedings against medical providers themselves, as well as a legal landscape newly hostile to the rights of trans youth and their families as they navigate medical decisions in the face of government scrutiny. The latest onslaught against trans medical rights is an effort by the Federal Trade Commission to claim that hospitals defrauded patients and their families about the effectiveness of gender-affirming care. Not all providers have caved to the pressure, though. Boston's Children's Hospital, which founded the country's first pediatric and adolescent trans health program and has endured intimidation and amid a relentless right-wing pressure campaign to close its doors, remains open and resolute. We are here to affirm, uplift, and advocate for transgender and gender-diverse youth, the hospital said in a statement last week, and we remain committed to doing all we can to support their care and well-being. Among the hospitals that have been forced to end their gender-affirming care programs for trans youth recently are as follows. University of Chicago Medicine ended gender-affirming care effective immediately on July 18th. Rush University Medical Center in Chicago indefinitely paused hormonal care for new patients under 18 on July 16th. California-based Kaiser Permanente, which serves patients in 8 states, ended care on July 23rd, citing significant risks imposed by the current presidential regime. Stanford Medicine in California indefinitely paused gender-related surgical procedures for patients under 19 on June 2nd. Yale New Haven Hospital discontinued hormone-based gender-affirming care for patients under 19 on July 23rd, and incidentally, that was Connecticut's only support system. Virginia Commonwealth University Health announced it will no longer provide gender-affirming care to patients under 19 as of July 29th. University of Illinois Health announced it has ended gender-affirming surgeries for trans youth effective August 1st. Children's Hospital, a national hospital in Washington, D.C., said in July it will end gender-affirming care for its patients on August 30th. The Center for Trans Youth Health and Development at Children's Hospital in Los Angeles, the largest program of its kind in the country, shut down completely on July 22nd. Here in Pennsylvania, UPMC, Penn State, Hershey Medical Center are among the larger hospital systems that have stopped providing gender-affirming health care for youth under 19. That's the news blast for this hour. If you are watching our news videos on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Coming up today, we have American History Tellers, The Cold War, Part 1, Stand With Pride, Smokers Lounge, and Gay USA. Plus, coming up at 4 p.m., we have the Othering Podcast, and at 6, we have Pep Talks Uncut with our special guest, Dylan Altamara, president of the Pennsylvania Equality Project. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.